You're in my veins, under my skin. I know I need a stop, but I can't, so I I'm addicted to the feeling of it. It's all you do, it's all you are, it's all your lips. You're my worst habit, but I gotta have it, but I gotta have it.
I'll go ahead and get it. Hold it.
Alright, y'all. Me and Jordan came up to this piece of private. Ain't been in here in 2 weeks. The last time me and Keegan came in here, we had seen a fawn, and it was thick. So, as you've seen, I bring those still out, and I cut a lot of this thick crap out, so you can actually see what you're doing whenever you're walking. Good thing about it, it's early and it's midday. It's hot. I haven't checked any cameras. I highly doubt there's been deer in here. Maybe this morning, but we're going to take care of this, and we're going to go back to our first spot and check his cord.
Going, guys. Me and Austin made it out here to this second spot that we got to pull the card out of this camera. And from walking out here, Austin said since the last time that him and Keegan came out here and ran into that fawn, that these trails that these deer are using are beat down to the dirt. I mean, they're slap wore out. So we're gonna come on around here and get this card out of this camera and try to see if we got any inventory hitting this one better than we do the other one. But when we checked that one, we did have some good bucks show up on it, so we're gonna see what's out here at this one.
It's a good sign to see they have smoked that trophy rock. Been digging a little bit. Deer trail running down to the bottom. That flat down there, it wraps around.
see why I like this stuff so much. It smells amazing.
I didn't even put that out there. Race had that for years.
Grape.
We got apple, grape.
No wonder it smells like it.
Alright, y'all. Me and Jordan are done today. We're up here on this piece of private that our buddy gave us access to hunt starting last year. It's looking pretty promising. The first carb pull, we looked at all the pictures, there was a pretty solid buck. One that we know of. Could be the only one, I don't know. We're standing right here. Actually, we're really close to one of the feed sites right behind us. Coming in, I was cutting some grass, working on the access path in here because it was pretty thick.
Made a lot of noise coming in.
But the good thing about it, I mean, it's still early, it's late June, and I just want to go ahead and get some of this work done before we get in here because still, when season comes in, it's still thicker than crap in here. So, come up here and done that a little bit, got up in the stand, and cut some shooting lanes. Still have to do a little bit more work. We'll do that kind of closer towards season, see how things die off and all that. Me and Jordan went out to the second place out there on around the point, and had some pictures on it. We didn't even check yet. I'm sure the same buckets here is up there. That's normally how it works. By going up through there, we was cutting some limbs and all that good stuff. The access to this is it's really easy to access, but it's really thick too. So I'll let Jordan talk to you about some bedding that we see, just deer sign in general.
Yeah, walking out towards, the second location out here around the holler, it's pretty tore up out through there. Once you get out there, and I'd say about 50-60 yards past the camera, up on this little hill that kind of leads onto the ridge that wraps all the way back around us here. Last year too, I mean, we've noticed
Bedding.
a lot of bedding. I mean, we've seen probably 15 active beds and over 30 beds that have been used in the past. I mean, that's all they're using that for back there is bedding, and that's really,
I think it could be a bachelor group.
oh yeah, it could be a bachelor group. Very, very well could be. But that's really kind of the reason that we have, two cameras that, I'm not going to say they're very, very close together, but they're less than a 200-yard stretch, from each other. And that's really why we have that one out there, is to try to see, where they're traveling from. Really kind of what times they're coming through there, what times they're traveling through to get here to the food. And it's just getting inventory, and like Austin said, the deer out here are usually out there as well. Because of that, they use that to travel, bedding to food, water, whatever. I know you'll see in the video there's a water hole right back here behind us. It's not a very big one, but there is water there for them to drink.
And it's there year round.
And yeah, it's there year round. Because I think there's an old spring that comes off the hill back here, and it's constantly bringing water to them all year round. Yeah, like Austin said, we got one that we know of. I know earlier I said two, but we kind of talked more on that and looked at pictures. It was the same buck. But we haven't looked at all the pictures yet,
It's still early too.
Yeah,
plenty of time for deer to come
very
through
early.
here.
And in the previous video we posted, like we said, deer really do not show up to this property until,
Late in the year.
late season. So, like I said, our main focus really isn't this property, but it's good to go ahead and get everything done, before season comes in, so you're not up here scaring everything off, making a bunch of racket and stuff. And that's really why we brought the steel up here today, to cut some of this grass out of the way, because
Can't be those steels.
yeah, last year accessing this place,
It was brutal.
It was brutal, and not only was it brutal, I mean, we could stand that part, but I mean, you were making so much noise getting up here that it wasn't even funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm sure we
if
probably
there
got
was, oh
teeth all
yeah,
over us.
yeah, if there was a deer in this holler, I guarantee it would have hurt us last year coming up here to access the stands.
For sure.
But Austin just got up today and just trimmed some limbs out, you know, trying to
Making
get
sure
more.
the straps and stuff are good.
Yeah.
The sticks are still on there good. I was just making sure, I mean, at least we're good to go, so I don't have to go back over there until we actually come up here and hunt. Update, the fawn is, she's good.
Yeah, she's good.
living.
She ain't there no more. And we didn't see no bones anywhere, so
Don't smell any
Yeah.
odor or anything like that.
she's in good shape.
Yep. Also, some of the deer that we had in here last year, I'll throw some pictures in here. I'm pretty sure I got them on my computer because the first time me and Keegan came back in here 2 weeks ago, we pulled these cards. We left them running year round, and
There were some good ones.
there was some, there was I think two or three 8 points, I believe. So I mean, nice deer.
Definite shooters.
Yeah, I mean, for this coming year, hopefully they come back. But yeah, I mean, it's me and Jordan decided to come out here and do all this and it's still crap because I mean today is a relief. It's cool. It's not too hot. Still be drinking plenty of fluids because it does get hot in the stick crap. But yeah,
And we just had a fresh rain come through too, a real heavy rain last night, so it's going to kind of keep our scent. Yeah, it's supposed to rain this evening too, but it's going to keep our scent down, you know. And that's really our main key. Whenever we, scout and hunt too, is scent, because obviously that's your main thing when you're hunting. That's one of the deer's best way to know if something's wrong is their scent.
I think, well, I want to touch on this too because I've had a lot of people message me and I ask even people's message Jordan kind of what to look for this time of year. Really, you can't do a whole lot. I mean, and the thing is, you don't want to be in an area where you just keep coming back constantly because you don't want your scent laying in here.
No.
The only reason why I came back in here today is because this is probably the last time I'll be in here for a while. I just wanted to touch up some things. I wanted to put new cameras and batteries in these cameras. I just wanted to climb up in that stand and trim a little bit so we don't have to do as much when we come back the next time. But something to look for, and it's year in, year out thing. Whenever you're looking for deer and you're trying to pattern figure out where they are, the first two things this time of year is bedding and water source and food. I mean, those three things that you really got to look for. Naturally, we just keep men around here. You really ain't even got a feed mineral. These deer, like I said, the past 2 years, me and Keegan touched on this last year. We done the same thing, pulled the card, and these deer are just like a natural funnel to them. What it is, there's the big ridge line that runs up, and this is kind of like a bowl, and then you got a deep holler out there, and you got a big long point that runs up there on top of that ridge.
And that's where they're bedding at.
And there's, even in season, there's acorns up there. There's a whole lot of food. There's bedding. They've got all this stick stuff to lay in.
They got everything they need to
They've
stick
got a natural
around.
spring that runs year round. They've got this water hole. There's usually water stays in this ditch back here. But if I was to tell anybody right now what to be looking for, it would be food, bedding, and water. And also just walk around on top of the ridges and look at these white oaks. And you can tell which ones are going to be pouring oaks, whenever season comes in.
Another thing too, adding to that, not only do you need to look for that stuff during early season, late season too, after the rut, them deer will be right back to that stuff. They'll be right back to their water, they'll be right back to their food, and that's where they'll catch them at. They gotta eat, and that they don't eat during the rut, they really don't. They go around chasing does. They don't stop and think to eat, and that's why you see them get so beat down and so skinny. And in late season, you just gotta catch them back where they're gonna be at: food, water, and bedding.
Yeah, this is also the spot that you all had seen me shoot Dimples last year. He was just standing right here to mine Jordan's right. Shot him right here at 5 yards underneath the stand. Like I said, this is just a good. It's really good late season place, but you can also get some nice deer early season. Now, will I hunt this place early season? It just depends on the cameras. But until then, it's only a matter of time. I don't know. I'm in here putting in the work. If they ain't in here early season like they went last year, that's fine. We'll just come back out, like we did last year, keep checking the cameras, keeping this place on mine, and come back if we need. But the next couple of days, me and Jordan will probably be scouting out some WMA and all that good stuff. If you want to touch anything on that.
Yeah, we're gonna be grinding it out for you all the next few weeks. But yeah, like he said, we're gonna be touching on some WMA properties this week coming. Some from the past that we've hunted, and some that we haven't never stepped foot on. You know, just to, like I said in the previous video that we just posted, just to get out there and get more options, more inventory, and just
Better chance for early season.
better chance at early season. You know, because
We're gonna be limited to time.
yeah, we're gonna be limited to time. We're gonna try to, and that's why we're trying to pump out as many videos, you know, for you all as we can, and just get more footage. But another thing that we like WMA so much is because, I mean, those deer up there, I'm not gonna say it's
kind of a different type of feed pattern.
yeah, I'm not gonna say it's easier to pattern those deer up there on the properties like that.
You have more of a chance to see.
But yeah, you have more of a chance to see
You're not
them.
having big timber
yeah.
straight up and down hillside. I mean, you've got stripped grass.
It's more of an area where
valley
you can
fields.
go and, you know, find you a high knoll and sit and actually watch these deer and learn them, and, you know, you can see for yourself where they're coming from and how they act when they're coming through there, and just stuff like that. And that's really the reason that we like doing that and hunting WMA property. And I touched a lot on that, you know, yesterday in the video that we posted, so I'm not going to touch on it a lot right now. But, you know, that's just mainly the concerns for this week coming. We got this place taken care of, and we won't be back in here for
Probably at least a month.
yeah, at least a month and a half.
I'm gonna stay out of here.
Scent.
Yep.
Scent is the number one thing. You got to keep it down. And if you don't, I promise you, it'll blow every deer out that you have.
But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Thank y'all for watching. Me and Jordan will keep y'all updated. We'll do what we can. We're gonna just, like I said, bounce around, find some different pieces of public. May go try to meet up with my brother Zach and his buddy Caleb. Pump out a video up there. Learn their spots. Let them talk about, you know, the deer they have upcoming, all that good jazz. But until the next video, thank y'all.
See.